So for the start of this one, we're going to go over the components list that we are going to be using in this build. Starting off by just this random power button that I found. Should be fine. So we're going to be using that. We have some of our 80mm NFA 8 Noctua fans, just because I know that they're going to be very quiet. There's not a whole lot of room in this case, so we did have to go with the 80mm. So we have 4 of them. We're probably only going to use about 3 of them. Our Team Group AX2 1TB SSD. I'm very I want to see how this one works out. So this is a bit of a under tier model. It's the Gigabyte A520M S2H, and this should be working fine with our CPU there. For our power supply, we have an EVGA 600 watt. We used this in our last build, which was the Gateway PC. And just to top it off, I never used one of these, but from what I've heard, this is basically an RX 580. I've used the RX 580 before, so I am keen to see how this performs. This is the RX 6500 XT. It is only 4 GB, and we're going to be getting slowed down a bit, just by the fact that we have PCIe 3.0 lanes instead of 4.0. So there's that. And for RAM, I didn't bring it over to the table here. We have 16 GB of 3000 MHz Team Force. So I guess let's go ahead and get to building. Alright, so starting off, we have our Gigabyte A520M. I have opened it before, so there is that. Let's go ahead, get our motherboard out of here, get our I/O plate out of here as well. These are some SATA cables. I probably won't use those. I have some of my own, so that's fine. We are going to start building outside of the box before we start putting some things in. So because we have the Stealth Wraith cooler, we're going to have to take these plastic bits off here. So now we're going to take the little retention arm, pull that out. This box is not very rigid. Look for the triangle. Our triangle is going to be on this side here. Open up our CPU case. Like I said, so this is an AMD Ryzen 5 2600. This is the non-X edition. Just because if you just get the 2600, you should have absolutely no problem just overclocking it. And when you overclock it, you can reach the same abilities that the X variant has. So next, let's thermal paste this up. I'm going to be using Arctic MX4 thermal compound. And we are going to be putting this on the way that Ryzen chips like to be put on. So kind of just in that little that should be absolutely plenty. That's probably too much, if anything. Then we're going to go ahead, look for our fan hub. So there's one fan. So our CPU fan is going to be up here. So we'll go ahead and put it on this way. Now, I will say, I cannot stand these coolers. All right. So that is on there. Very secure. Love that. And now we're going to plug in our fan beforehand. Obviously, you're going to want to follow the notches that are on here. Plug it into the CPU fan header. And we'll kind of try to wrap this cord up. Somewhere just put away so it looks nice. So next we're going to put in our RAM. So here we have an 8 gig stick of DDR4, 3000 megahertz. And we only have 2 slots to put this in. And now I'm hoping, ooh, that cooler is not going to work out very good, I don't think. Ooh, I think we barely met the clearance for that. So there's one stick. And then we have stick 2, which will go in the second slot. Now these are keyed, so just make sure that whenever you put them in the correct way. All right, so those are all up there. That should be everything that we can put on the motherboard for right now. So let's go ahead and get our case. All right, step 1, let's put our IO shield in there. Also, that is never going to come back out. Cool. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our motherboard. Line it all up. Better do that from this side. All right. It should be good, lined up. Go ahead and put our screws in there. All right, so there's that. And we're going to leave that open so we can put in all of our other things. But that's what we have so far. So now we're going to put in our case fans. I don't know how well these are going to be able to hide out in here. So we'll probably put them in this way. Now, there's not really much cable management that you can do with this case. So we're going to do what we can and just kind of hope that works out. Starting off, we're going to put the bottom one in because the bottom one actually fits in this case. We didn't have to drill. We'll just movie magic it. Alright, so we got our 2 fans there. Now we just need our system fan header that's down here. Go ahead and I'll plug that in afterwards. Plug that in. That's going to go in the back. That's just going to be an exhaust fan. So I guess I better put it the correct way. I'm going to put that in there. Maybe we can do something like that. And I'll have to leave it long. So we did get the fans in the front. That was the whole thing. Alright, so now that we have our fans in there, hook up our fan connector, which, yeah, that is the correct way. And I guess the best we can, try to take the slack back out of here. Oh, well, that's not good. We definitely don't want that. Definitely wish I had my electric tape. So that's going to be like that for now. And now we can put on our front cover, our I/O panel, and a power supply, and start hooking stuff up. Alright, so that's everything plugged in. Plugging everything in there was a nightmare, so I decided just to kind of do it. Cable managing is also going to be a nightmare. But now, we're ready to put our power supply in by EVGA. Go ahead and open up this box. So, good news is, our case doesn't have see-through panels. So, they're not going to see, no one's going to see the big mess of cables. So we're going to go fan down so it can pull all the air out. And hopefully that'll be good. What are we hitting on here? Honestly, I think we're hitting on the cable. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's go ahead and put those screws in. Now we really just need to button this all up. So we can start by deciding what we do and what we don't need. PCIe, we're going to need that. CPU power, we're going to need that. SATA connectors, we're going to need that. That means all of this we should not need. I'm actually going to ball all this up. Try to just slide it all up in there. That should be fine. I'm going to plug in what we need. So for starters, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be in the way. We don't even have the graphics card in yet, so that's going to be in the way. So let's start off with our CPU connector now. This does take the 8-pin. Tab is on top, so we need to put it in like this. I don't know why these aren't together better. It really should clip. Alright, CPU power is in. I will have to find somewhere for that cable. Open up our SSD here. Why are we looking like this? Hold on. Alright, our camera died, so we had to. Right. So we're going to open up our SSD here. Now, I have used this in the past. I've actually used this multiple times. I have only had a problem with it once. And that was for Mr. Fluff's build. But, to be honest, I did let him try to install it himself before I messed with it. And I don't know what he did. But he definitely gooped it up hard. So this has no moving parts in it, so we're not really going to have to worry about... Alright, then we're just going to plug our SATA cable in. It's keyed. That's plugged in. We'll just plug it in down at the bottom. I don't know which one's which. It looks like it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll just plug it down at the bottom. I'm going to try to throw it up in the top here. Hope it'll stay. If not, I do have some things to encourage it to stay. Next we can put the 24 pin in. 24 pin faces this way. And cases like this are just not it if you want everything to look nice inside. But you know, theoretically, again, that's going to be closed, so it's not really something we're going to have to be worried about. But it would still be nice. So obviously we're sitting on something else, we're sitting on all those tools. So lastly, let's take one of those out so we can put our graphics card in. Alright, now that we got those plates off, here's our Radeon 6500 XT. It's only got 6-pin connector, but this thing basically is a power efficient 6500 or power efficient RX 580. The cord's in the way that we're kind of just going to have to press through here, I see. Right. Need more screws. Put our spacer cover in here. I guess I'll put in the screw that came with it. But if I do that, how am I supposed to see the cards in correctly? Alright, well now that that is in, last thing we need to do is probably get some zip ties and zip tie that up. So like we already know, we only need the 6-pin, so we can bend our 6-pin back Throw a zip tie on that. And then we'll throw another zip tie on the dual connector portion of it. So we're not going to need that either. It should just be good to slot that in and something like that. So there's our build. Let's see if I can put not both of the side covers on. I do believe in bad luck. So I'm just going to put the side panel on the other side. See if that still fits. That side panel fit. Cool. I reckon we will now get this all ready to be posted up. Alright, so now we have everything ready here. Plug that in. Hopefully when I flip the power breaker, it's not going to start up like the other one did. Alright, well, the keyboard came on, so that's good. Hey, power button worked. Front fans are on. Back fans are on. Alright, well that's a good sign. I don't have anything to boot into, but we know it works now. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been part 2 of our sleeper build. In part 3, we're going to actually get this going, do some testing, put some windows on it, and all that good stuff. So, until next time, everyone, this has been Neurocosm, and thank you for watching.